Okay, enough of this trollness and let's go to the video. Okay, so for today's video I'm going to do Julius, which is the third bonus map. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to use Nuke way, because I actually discovered a way to do it without nuking strategy. So I'm going to use Guinevere because she has elemental weakness damage buff. And I think Mono Earth is actually one of the right strategy to do this. So, as you know, Gwen, if you don't know her, Gwen can actually give elemental weakness damage on both SBB and UBB. SBB gives 100 and UBB 300. And yeah. So for the squad, I'm going to use almost Mono Earth. Yeah, because my arc is not a Earth type. But anyway, yeah. He's my main mitigator. Zell Knight as extra BB support coverage. Rosetta with for the spark and the BB on spark, and spark heal is only a bonus. Arc is my arc gives null crit and also barrier, which is more or less useful. Yeah, just to tank a bit of damage. Also, I use arc for the heal because Zell Knight's SBB is not enough. And yeah, Jake for the crit rate, crit damage, lead, so many things. I actually, oh well, extra survivability. Oh wait, let's put the music. Anyway, so what I wrote here is every 2 turns he will do an AoE that hits hard and do curse hacks. But my Guinevere has null ailment lead, so it's not a problem. And if it's less than 50%, the skill will be drained too. So every 3 turns a single target to the highest current HP twice till 50%, and after that he will do it thrice. Except some turns, but it's actually better to guard 3 units. So every 4 he heals, gains 6 elemental buff for 3 turns and does defense down. Ah yeah, by the way, I use Hisui, Rosetta and Zell Knight to get the minimum buffs I need, since I want to have BB on spark, BB when hit, and also mitigation at the first turn, since if you don't use mitigation you will pretty much die easily. So yeah, he also gains crit buff somewhere, but I don't remember. I didn't observe anyway so much when. And also yeah, I wrote gain attack and def the more turns pass, but it's not actually true. It depends on many things. But yeah, the more turn pass, the more annoying he become. Trust me. And yeah, at minus 50% he gains hot. The hot heals him at least 1% of HP more or less, and has perma reflect, which is very annoying. That's why I use arc. Also due to the second AoE, as you can see, arc is dying easily. And also Guinevere lead is useful only for units that has less than 50% HP, which to be honest shouldn't be happening. Oh yeah, by the way, I decided to guard Zell Knight and use Arc's SBB because I lack HP and I don't want to have bad RNG. Yeah, just going to sacrifice Arc here. Oh well, by the way, I won't spoil you how many units died here. So at least 1 died. You will know how many units will die in this run. By the way, this is a lucky run actually, because it took me the turn that I expected to finish him. But yeah, it was sheer luck, since you actually need luck here. Even with this squad, I still can die easily. And timing here is very important. So I'm trying to get Guinevere's UBB as soon as possible, and also try to think what is the best turn to use UBB. As you can see in the skill set that the dangerous turns are actually the turns that he does AoE, and also when he does the elemental buff, the 6 element buff, since null elemental weakness damage is not very effective because his attack is stronger enough to pierce 2 null elemental weakness damage, more or less. Yeah, only the AoE won't do that with null elemental weakness damage. So reverse and wipe out is his 2-turn AoE, which also BB drains when he has less than 50%. Glint Tactics is his skill which does defense down, and I think also attack down, and it makes him gain 6 elemental buff. So I equipped Rosetta with Armor of the Fallen on purpose, due to her being the weakest unit I have, since she is a 7-star. But yeah, I won't do this video if I didn't clear it, of course. So expect a clear to this run. Just to prove you that it's actually possible, more or less, to do it without nuke strategy. Yeah, it's not really without nuke strategy, since I'm relying on elemental weakness damage and crit to do damage, more or less. And yeah, Gwen's BB is very useful here, since in turns where he has elemental weakness damage, having 75% mitigation is actually helpful, especially in the turns where he has reflect. And yeah, I must admit my Gwen is bad SP, since I wanted her to have the extra 5% mitigation, but I equipped her with the null element lead SP, and also I gave her all 6 elements and the null elemental weakness damage for 2 turns in both BB SBB. Yeah, it clashes with Hisui, but oh well, better to have more than one unit that can do the same thing. So also calibrating damage is very important, because if you reach 50% too fast, you will have hard time to manage your BB gauge. Intercepting streak is the annoying skill that buff wipes, as you can see. It's very scary if he does it with these glint tactics, which is very annoying. So this is turn 7, and I'm actually triggering the 50% threshold. Well, I'll be honest with you guys, it took me so many tries just to clear it a second time, because yeah, I did this video after I cleared it first time. So aspiring air pirate makes him game hot and perma reflect, and also the hot is permanent. Well, I think it's buff wipeable, but the reflect damage is not. And also you will have travel for the damage. So I'm relying here only on crit and elemental weakness damage to pierce through his hot. As you can see, his hot has 1% or heals him for 1% HP. Oh yeah, by the way, if you think I use Arc's SBB by mistake, no, it's not, because actually I discovered that Cell Knight can heal also on SBB. GG. So I use Cell Knight or less on purpose. Well, this dungeon will become this dungeon is actually nukeable because I know most of you have nuked him with thanks to the help of either your nuke squad, two turns nuking, cough cough, and probably some of you also tried the Plumatachi cheese way. But you know I don't like very much nuking way. So I don't know if I should consider this as nuking strategy because well I was relying also on crit on elemental weakness damage. But well maybe let's consider this as normal way. As you can see, this attack has also elemental weakness damage and it's very scary. I think he does only 3 actions at maximum. Ah well, here I also use... I was thinking if to use Cell Knight's SBB, but I think I use it because I need Cell Knight's BB when attacking, and since Gwen gives it only on SBB, which is very annoying, I decided to use my last Fujin to Cell Knight. Well, I could have used it to overdrive once again once the 3 turns pass, but yeah, I'll be honest, no. It's better to have BB when attacked since none of my units have BB when attacked spheres. Or at least most of them didn't have that. As you can see, reverse and wipe up is very annoying after 50% since it drains at least 40% of your BB gauge. Which makes it very annoying. Well, where I fail is actually this part, because it's very difficult to deal him both damage and at the same time be able to heal. As you can see, I stopped it for a while because I was thinking of what to do, since I was thinking, oh, I'm screwed. As you can see, I was screwed. I just thought, well, let's just spam. Since this dungeon really needs luck. And I think very much luck. As you can see, I was dealing enough damage, and I also got lucky that Cell Knight wasn't focus targeted. Because he will surely die here. So it seems that Julius is only doing 3 actions at a time, but sometimes he also does 4. So it depends actually in the turn. Probably. Of course, I'm not confident enough to finish him off. And yeah, I was thinking if using overdrive here or not, but I think I actually wanted to overdrive. No, I decided not to overdrive this turn. I think I use UBB at the neck. I just use UBB to charge. By the way, I think at turn 12, if he also uses the single target only 2 times, not 3, because he will do 4 actions. So this is the first one. The second one will be 2 buff wipes. That's why my arc didn't die. Yeah, I spoiled you something that will happen. And he will heal. See? Or maybe this was actually already that... No, it was actually 12 turn. Or maybe it was already... No, it's 12 turn. Oh well, this is the 13th. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'll finish him in 2 turns. As you can see, my damage is very, very low. So I actually won by sheer luck. And yet this is turn 14 because the next turn we do only AoE, if I remember correctly. I think it was better that I used the... Oh well, never mind. Now that I think about I think it was better to have used the Knights first, but oh well, it was better. Yeah, probably it would be better if I use Jake's one, but nah. I was lucky because I had Ark's hit count buff. Yeah, that saved me. Oh well, enjoy. This is my last turn for him. Yeah, and I got enough damage to finish him off, luckily. Because the next turn he would have buff wiped 3 of my units. As you can see, I cleared it with extreme luck. Oh well, that's all for this video. If you like it, you can leave a like or a comment in the comment section below as usual. And yeah, see you again in the next video. Bye! And yeah, screw you, Julius! I hope to be one of the few that clear it with this way. Oh well, bye!